Hey, it's Rod at Cool Guy Barbecue, and what we're going to do today is we're going to make beef sandwiches. And what we're going to start with today is I've got this nice tri-tip, and I got a sirloin tip roast. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these all spiced up, and then we're going to take them out to the smoker, and we're going to smoke them up for a few hours. Then I'm going to take you to my next step. But let's get started. So the first thing I always do is I throw a little bit of olive oil on both my pieces of meat. And I just kind of rub them up good with the olive oil. To get a handle on that. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with SPG rub. This is Sucklebuster's SPG rub. And I hit it really hard. Now this stuff is really strong and it almost makes you want to sneeze when you start working with it. But this is a fabulous salt, pepper, garlic rub. Then I got Hardcore Carnivore Black. This is another one of my favorites. And we come across it with the Hardcore Carnivore Black. And then you can use, you can use Montreal steak seasoning, or I got this Canadian steak rub. And I hit it with this Canadian steak rub. And this is kind of similar to what I do when I do my briskets or prime rib, just so you know, but kind of the same thing. And then what I kind of try to do is I try to get that meat all locked in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to salt up the back sides for you here in just a minute, or season up the back sides. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge for 10 minutes to let the rub set. And then I'm going to go out to the smoker. So stay tuned. Okay, what I want to show you is the meat after it's been sitting in the fridge for 10 minutes and the rub is set. And it really makes a big difference when you allow it to do that. Okay, we're going to go out to the smoker and we're going to put it on. And before we get out to the smoker, I just want to tell you a couple things. I started my smoker today. I got it up and running. I put it up to 210 degrees to kill anything that can kill you. And now I backed it down to, I think I've got it at 180 or 190. And we're going to put this meat on for 3 hours. And we're just going to let it smoke at that temperature for 3 hours. Okay, so I've got my grill temp right here at 190 degrees F. Okay. And I'm just going to I'm going to put this meat right on the center of the grill. And we're going to let it smoke for 3 hours. So in 3 hours, I'll come back out and I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so here's the next step. I'm making these beef sandwiches. So here is my 2 pieces of beef that I smoked up. And it's just shy of 3 hours. So the first thing I did is I made up some beef bouillon. I made a cup of beef bouillon. So I'm going to pour that in my crock pot, okay? Then the next thing I use, I've got some Mississippi mud, which is a black and tan dark porter pilsner. And I pour that in as well, okay? And then I got about a half a teaspoon of garlic, minced garlic, and then I got some shallots, okay? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this up real quick. And I got my timer. I'm going to set that to 6 hours. Okay, and I got it all stirred up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop these 2 big pieces of beef into the crock pot. And what's going to happen is over time, these are going to get soft and they're just going to kind of disintegrate and turn into a kind of like a ripped beef. And then what I do is I'm going to make a gravy out of that juice, and I'm going to pour it over the top, and we're going to put it back out on the smoker, and then we're going to have our beef sandwiches. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've been letting the beef cook for about 4 hours, and this is what happens is it gets nice and I worked with it with a fork a little bit, but this is what happens. So now I'm going to put the beef into this pan. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it on the smoker. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to come back and make a gravy for the beef that's going to go on top. Then I'll throw it back out on the smoker. In a little bit, we're going to have hot beef sandwiches. Okay, so here's what the beef all looks like. And I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Just note how there's a little bit of pinkness to it. That's the smoke ring that was built into the beef from the early smoke. So now out to the smoker with this. Okay, so I got the beef. I got my smoker set at 205 degrees F, 205. So back on to the smoker it goes. I'm gonna go in the house and I'm gonna make up my gravy. Okay, so I have the pulled beef out on the smoker cooking. And so now here's what my gravy, my juice looks like. And if you remember now what that's gonna be, it's gonna be the beer and the meat juice. So to make the gravy, I take a cup of water and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And then I start to mix it up. And then I'm gonna pour it into the gravy. So I've got my cornstarch and water all mixed up. I'm gonna start pouring it into my base here. I'm gonna start mixing it up, and it's making just a beautiful colored gravy, and it's gonna start thickening up in just a few minutes here. I'm gonna pour the rest in. And then in a minute, what we're going to do is we're going to go out, we're going to grab that meat off the smoker, and we're going to pour this gravy on top of it. And then we're going to put it back out on the smoker for probably 20 minutes. And then we're going to get to the Rod Teats moment of truth. Okay, so I've got my gravy all mixed up. And so now what I'm going to do, I've got my beef meat, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pour it over the top. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it up just a little bit. And I'm going to do for about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go put it back out on the smoker, and then we're gonna try Rod's smoked beef sandwiches. But I can tell you, it's looking scrumptious. So I'm gonna just go put it out on the smoker for just, I think maybe 10 minutes. That's about all I'm gonna put out. There's 10 minutes. Stay tuned. Okay, so after 10 minutes out on the cooker, you can kind of see how that turns out. And what I like about this so far is just look how juicy it is once you put that gravy in. It's just unbelievable. So now, got this nice pile of meat. If you remember, we started with a tri-tip, and then I had a sirloin tip roast. And then we put it in some beer and water, and we put it into the crock pot, and smoked it up this morning. And now we're down to that Rod Teats. I think I'll put the ketchup on the side because I'm going to try it first without the ketchup. Moment of truth. So there is my beef sandwich. And like I mentioned before, it's got some pinkness from the smoke. So let's give this a try. It is so moist. It's got a really good smoky taste to it. And one thing I can tell you is I know, just by how this tastes already, it's going to have a great smoky aftertaste. I think I could eat 6 of these. So now I'm just going to try a little of my favorite ketchup on there with it. I don't know if any of you ever go to bars or restaurants, and some of them are known for their beef sandwiches, but that's what this tastes like. So, if you want the recipe, you want to try this, I totally realize it takes a little bit of work, but you know the one thing about a pellet grill? If you do some multi-step cooking like I'm showing you, and this is fabulous. You should just feel the smoke taste in my mouth with this. You just get great tasting food, and if you follow the step-by-step instructions, you can do it yourself. So, if you want to see this recipe, go to Cool Guy Barbecue on YouTube. Cool Guy Barbecue on YouTube. And I'm going to call this one, I guess I'll call them sirloin tip beef roast sandwiches. And give it a try, and I think you're going to enjoy it. But these are fantastic. They would be a big party hit, I'll guarantee you that. So stay tuned for my next video. Rod Teets from Cool Guy Barbecue, signing off.